What do you think?
I don't know in theoretical terms about that. I'm not even sure what leadership is, and I never consider myself as a leader.
All right.
I consider myself a facilitator.
All right.
So I would like to ask all of the organization to go together.
All right.
Together and to solve the problem and to make the company prosper. So that's what I do. I don't know what is that termed. Yeah, and I will keep doing it so long as the board of management in the Mobil Group still.
Leadership in terms of they leaders make decisions. So that whether they are now better in making decisions or because of the process of crisis, you intentionally, because of the time pressure, intentionally you take away the decisions from them because you have to make decisions fast and cannot be wrong. Or now even they, because of you took decisions, you centralized decisions, they are not used to make decisions anymore. But if you even push the decision down, you make decisions, you make decisions, you make decisions. As long as you have considered this, you make decisions. Then they will be better in making decisions. One is the decisions. Second is the innovations that also involve decisions. Whether I can improve this, this approach or this way of working, and then by doing so we can gain some benefits, but at the same time we have to pay the risk, right? So I think that is the essence of leadership, that they make decisions on the benefits of the company, on the benefits of other people, and then also the innovativeness. Do you think that through this process, because of the situations that makes the leadership generation suspended, or even through this process, the generation of leaders becoming better?
I would say in our organization, the generation of leaders becoming better, because I always suggested them, the people in charge, to make decisions.
So you didn't take away the decision?
No. It's better to make decision and we make mistake, then we can correct, rather than leave it there, no decision, and everybody confused. And I delegate the decision to everybody in charge for different departments, of course, and I trust them. And if I don't have to, I will not intervene, of course, and they will report to me, of course, what the decisions that have been made.
What if the decision made took too long time, that the pressure is there? For example, you need to transfer some of the people, and then the people, try to decide which people should be transferred to other company, and because of a lot of negotiations, the decisions took a long time. How did you deal with that?
Decisions about human resources is always tough, and it's always taking a lot of time, and it will always be given time, because it's about human. So it's very important, and we will make time for that decision. So there is no rush on this in this case. In other case, yes, we have to make decision quickly.
So how?
If they, the person is I will take the responsibility.
Okay, thank you. So it's a very, very, very deep discussions of how Pak Paulus led Indo Buana Auto Raya through the situations of crisis since he took over the position of CEO in April 2006, and by the end of 2008, the company has gone through the crisis alive, and now becoming healthier. And as a summary, we can see that according to this article, that the leaders in today's environment, they should foster adaptations of the adaptations of the situations, and then they still have to maintain the level of alertness of the people, that even though one crisis has been over, there's another crisis coming in soon. And in this case, maybe we can see that the crisis operation has been over, has been taken care well, but now the crisis of marketing, in which has been lingering for a long time, that the volume of the sales is not big enough, becoming the next issue. So after the first operational issue, don't sleep. The next thing we do, next important thing that we need to do is how to increase the sales, right? So how to maintain this level of alertness, without being complacent by having overcome the previous crisis, is important for a CEO to maintain in the company. And then the next is also to generate leadership. It is very well understood that in the crisis, leaders often took the decisions more often because of the time pressures, and we see that in this case, Paulus make differentiations of which decision to make. If it is human resources decisions, then he will give more times, but in other decisions, maybe when the time comes, the decision has not been made yet, he will take over. So it's selective selections of which decisions will be more centralized, which decisions he maintained to be decentralized. And then whatever it is, this approach of Paulus has made this company survive. And the more we learn about this, the more that we know that taking care of crisis has no certain model. You should be really looking at what challenges you face in the reality, in the fields, and then you have to adapt on the situations. That is what is called adaptive leadership. Adaptive leadership means that what you need more is your adaptive capability, rather than you work on a certain certain ways of doing things that you learn in the previous ways. You think will repeat the success in the next occasions. But adaptive leadership means that you will always adapt your approach to the situations and the context. There will be no single approach that will be correct forever. Okay, business leaders and intellectual business community, that is the summary of our discussions today. Leadership in a permanent crisis, which is taken from Harvard Business Review, July and August 2009. And we'll see each other for the next CEO reference program. I am Dr. Bayu Prawirahi, Executive Director, Intellectual Business Community. See you for the next